88.7 FM ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀. Bó bá jẹ́ lẹ́ka eré ìdárayá, ìfikùnlukùn, lẹ́ka amúlùúdùn, eré oníṣe àti àwọn orin aládìídùn fún ìgbádùn tiyín nìkan ni o. Diamond FM, ìkànnì tó ń tàn yẹrin yẹrin.
Ìlú àtọrin tó jẹ tí ń gbèsè tó túnrin lẹ̀ dòdò.
Ìlú lẹ́gbọ́ tẹ̀mí ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ wọ́n mi.
Diamond FM nìkan ló ní sí àtọ́mì gbòòrò títì ajé kò lè gbẹ́gẹ̀ fún wọn dà. Ṣé máa fi àpá wọn nù wọn? Mo máa dákọ̀ fún wọn. Mo jẹ́ Fílípù gan ọmọ sórí máa fi àpá wọn. Diamond FM ìkànnì tó mì gbòòrò títì. Ìkànnì tó jálejako tó tàn kárí ayé.
Gbogbo anígboro ti mọ kí ló ń hábùn. Pápá ọmọ pọ̀pẹ́ onímọ̀jì ìgbà tí gbangba tó wá dẹ̀kun kedere.
Ayọ̀ àti ìdùnnú yín lọ jẹ wá lógún. Pẹ̀lú Diamond FM ìgbádùn tí ò lópin ni.
After working kí ló kù ìgbádùn ló kù ká máa jẹ.
Àní nínú ohun gbogbo àyè ọpẹ́ tó yọ.
Ọlọ́run òbójú mi jẹ́.
Diamond FM ìkànnì aláyọ̀ ni wá.
Ọlọ́run òbójú mi jẹ́. Obìnrin mi sọ̀tà lẹ́nu.
Looking for a reliable, up-to-date source of credible news at all time? Your shining Supreme station is the answer. Stay tuned for the news on the hour by 1 p.m. every day on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. Shining Supreme. You can only get timely, credible, and reliable news on your shining Supreme station. Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
From the news desk of Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, this is News on the Hour.
In the headlines, Shatima returned to Abuja after trip to Guinea-Conakry, Switzerland. Military denies slow response in Kaduna abduction, reaffirms commitment to rescue victims. Kwankwaso vows to uphold principles over power amid NNPP defections. Ogun government dismiss reports of chief's suspension. On the foreign scene, hundreds of Minnesota businesses close to protest ICE presence. And in sports news, NFF questions absence of NPFL players in AFCON squad. Very good afternoon to you and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. This is News on the Hour. I am Nedu Okorie. You can listen to us via our website on www.diamondfm.net. You can also watch us live on YouTube at Diamond FM Ilorin. We'll bring you the details of the news after this break. Do stay with us.
We've all heard about home fires taking lives and destroying all that a family owns. These tragedies are reminders for us to double-check for fire safety. Make sure your home has properly installed and working smoke alarms. Practice a fire escape plan. Never leave cooking food unattended for long. Teach children never to hide but leave if there's a fire. Switch off all electrical appliances when not in use. In cases of fire, remember, the most important thing to do is to protect lives first.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
And you're welcome back from that short break. Now the news in detail. Vice President Kashim Shettima has returned to Abuja after a week-long diplomatic and economic mission to Guinea-Conakry and Switzerland. Shettima arrived at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport today after representing President Bola Tinubu at the inauguration of Guinea's President Mamadi Doumbouya. The Vice President also led Nigeria's delegation to the 56th World Economic Forum WEF annual meeting held in Davos, Switzerland, as part of Nigeria's renewed commitment to regional solidarity in West Africa and its determination to reposition the economy under President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. The Nigerian Independent System Operator, NISO, has stated that Friday's national grid collapse was caused by a system-wide disturbance triggered by the tripping of multiple 330 kV transmission lines and the disconnection of some power generating units. Data from the operator shows that electricity load allocation to all 11 distribution companies fell to 0 megawatts at about 1 p.m., marking the first national grid collapse recorded in 2026. In a statement by NISO, power generation had earlier dropped to 0 megawatts at around 12:40 p.m., leading to a total outage across the country's interconnected transmission network. NISO, however, disclosed that efforts to restore electricity supply had begun in line with established grid restoration and recovery procedures. The Nigerian military has denied claims that its response to the attack in Kuruminwali community of Kaduna State, where over 100 worshippers were abducted last Sunday, has been slow or lacking proactivity in efforts to rescue the victims. Some members of the community located in Kajuru local government area had reportedly accused the military of a sluggish response, alleging that the troops retreated after an attempt to enter the forest where the criminals were hiding. In a statement released by the Director of Media Operations of the Nigerian Armed Forces, Major General Michael Onoja, while acknowledging the frustrations of community members, assured them of the safe rescue of their... And lastly, on the local scene, the Ogun State Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs and no chiefs from the Council of Chiefs. The denial was contained in a joint statement issued by the State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Ganiyu Hamzat, and the Chairman of Ijebu Local Government, Daribola Okenla, the Lakpo Ekun of Ijebuland, Chief Tunde Odulaja, and the Madasa of Ijebuland, Chief Lekon Oshifeso, were suspended from the Council of Chiefs. However, the authorities said no such action had been taken or approved by any recognized traditional institution or by the state government. The news is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. We now go on a break, and when we return, we bring you foreign and sports news. Do stay with us.
See, wait, he's from our tribe, and we are of the same religion, so we have to protect our own. Our tribe isn't corrupt. I beg you, leave them now, our Peking.
Wait, stop and think. Do you realize that the impact of corruption and careless decisions by that clansman or family member of yours doesn't know tribalism or nepotism? Let's hold everyone accountable for a better society and country. If you see something, say something to the right authorities.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
Hour reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. We now move on to the foreign scene. Hundreds of businesses in the state of Minnesota, United States, closed on Friday as thousands of protesters turned out in the severely cold weather to demonstrate against the ongoing immigration crackdown in the state. The widespread rallies come after organizers encouraged residents to skip work or school and refrain from shopping in a show of opposition to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. The ICE operation ordered by the Trump administration in Minnesota has been going on for more than 6 weeks, with the administration characterizing it as a public safety operation aimed at deporting criminals illegally in the country. Still on the foreign scene, Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi has dissolved the country's parliament on Friday ahead of a snap election on February 8. Relying on her cabinet's high poll numbers to steer her unpopular ruling party to victory, the country's first woman premier had announced her intentions on Monday, seeking public backing for measures to shield households from experiencing rising living costs, as well as increasing spending on defense. Takaichi has questioned the decision to exclude home-based players, suggesting that the squad could have accommodated at least a few performers from the domestic league. He insisted that the quality of players in the domestic league should not be dismissed, warning against drawing conclusions based solely on Nigeria's performance at the African Nations Championship, CHAN. And with that sports story, we've come to the end of News on the Hour. But before we go, here is the recap of the major highlights. Shatima returns to Abuja after trip to Guinea-Conakry, Switzerland. Military denies slow response in Kaduna abduction, reaffirms commitment to rescue victims. Kwankwaso vows to uphold principles over power amid NNPP defections. Ogun government dismiss reports of chief's suspension. On the foreign scene, we told you that hundreds of Minnesota businesses closes to protest ICE presence. And in sports, NFF questions absence of NPFL players in AFCON squad. And before we go, in our Today in History, did you know that on this day in 2018, the United Nations General Assembly proclaimed 24th January as the International Day of Education to celebrate the vital role education plays in our communities and the world in general. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact Diamond FM newsroom number on 0916 062 7526, 0916 062 7526. On behalf of the production crew, I am Nedu Okorie. Thank you for listening to your Shining Supreme station, and stand by for the news on the hour in Yoruba language. A wonderful afternoon to you.
They never sabi anything. Now we get this town and city and we go burn and down as long as say you they give us better money. Nothing consign us. Just give us the change and we go scatter ground.
Young man, wait, stop and think. Why cut your life short, following evil orders from unpatriotic elements? Ask yourself, would they put their own children in these dangerous situations? Is it worth the shame, pain, and disgrace to your family, friends, and loved ones? Think about it and say no to being used to disrupt the peace.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
ní o káàkiri ìlú gbogbo tí iléeṣẹ́ wa tí pọ́ńpì concept onílé ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ pẹ̀ka ní Nàìjíríà láti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ eléyìí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ magic season promo látàrí ọdún kérésìmesì àtọ́dún tuntun bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọjọ́ monday december 8 2025 títí ní february 8 ọdún tuntun 2026 kò wáyé rí kò ṣẹlẹ̀ rí 60% discount lórí owó tẹ́lẹ̀ fira lẹ̀ ní tí pọ́ńpì concept báyìí ilẹ̀ tó wà lóko lówó phase 1 tó jẹ́ 1.2 million naira báyìí 480,000 naira là ń tà phase 2 tó jẹ́ 1 million naira 400,000 naira là ń tà ilẹ̀ ilé tó wà lókè òyì tó jẹ́ 1.2 million naira 480,000 naira là ń tà ilẹ̀ ilé mẹ́rẹ̀ mọ̀lẹ́tẹ̀ tó jẹ́ 700,000 naira 280,000 naira là ń tà ó ṣẹ́yìn náà rí kó kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ ralẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wa kẹ́ gbàrẹ́ tí ó dídí àpò àtòróró ọdún ẹ máa bọ̀ lọ́fíìsì wa tó wà ní suit 8 legislative quarters along yidi road ìlú Ìlọrin telephone 08052888552 tí pọ́ńpì concept developer that cares.
The Voice of Healing and Deliverance Ministry International presents the 37th Thunderbolt Convention. Theme, Jesus Says Continue. Date, 27th of January to 1st of February 2026. Ministry, Reverend Lawrence Alaki, Apostle A.N. Okey, Archbishop Marco Moise, Reverend Joel Imanse, Reverend Mrs. J.O. Yinka Lawi, Pastor Isaac Lawi, ministering in songs, Get Well Voices, Mr. Shegun, and other anointed ministers of God. Morning section, 6